The wind screams across the wide expanse of the Siberian tundra, a place where the cold snaps bone. A black helicopter cuts through the blizzard, descending toward a derelict research station. Psychotorsa. 3 figures step out. Elias, a disgraced audio engineer. Lena and Kale, a heavy-hitter mercenary. They were hired by Valkyrie Corp with a single objective: descend the borehole and retrieve a black server drive. The corporate rep hands Elias a heavy magnetic keycard without saying a word. The entrance to the borehole is a rusted iron wound in the earth, looking like a mouth waiting to feed. Kale forces the wheel with a crowbar, the metal groaning in protest. The air inside hits them immediately stale, smelling of ozone and wet copper. They step into the industrial freight elevator, a cage suspended over an abyss. Elias checks the depth gauge. The mission target is 12 kilometers down. The iron gate slams shut, locking them in with the dull red emergency lights. The descent begins, the cables stretching and singing like a violin played by a madman. 1,000 meters. The sunlight is gone, replaced by absolute darkness. Silence takes over, heavy and suffocating, amplified by their own breathing. 3,000 meters. The temperature spikes, and sweat begins to bead on Elias's forehead. Elias puts on his headphones to monitor the comms channels. The needle on his audio deck twitches, even though the channel should be dead. There's something down there, Elias whispers, adjusting the gain. Kale cleans his rifle, his eyes darting around the small cage nervously. Lena checks her atmospheric monitor. Oxygen levels are rising. That's impossible. 5,000 meters. The pressure shift makes their ears pop painfully. Suddenly, a loud clang echoes, shaking the entire cage violently. The lights die, plunging them into 3 seconds of total terror. When the red emergency lights flicker back, Kale is aiming his gun at the wall. I heard footsteps. Kale growls, sweat dripping from his nose. Lena grabs his shoulder. It's just the metal contracting. Calm down. Elias stares at his screen. A low-frequency wave is pulsing from the bottom. It isn't mechanical. It has a rhythm. It sounds like a heartbeat, but slow, massive, and wet. 8,000 meters. Condensation begins to weep from the elevator walls. Lena touches the wall. The fluid is black, viscous, and oily. She shines her light on it. The fluid is moving on its own. This isn't oil, she says, her voice trembling. It's biological matter. Kale starts scratching his ear, digging his fingernails in until the skin turns red. What is that buzzing noise? Kale snaps aggressively. Elias and Lena look at each other. The room is silent. 10,000 meters. The air becomes thick, tasting like iron. Elias's nose begins to bleed, a single drop hitting the floor. The drop of blood doesn't splatter. It pulls itself into a perfect sphere. 12,000 meters. Rock bottom. The elevator slams to a halt, throwing them all to the floor. The doors are jammed. They have to pry them open with brute force. Before them lies the facility, a Soviet-era necropolis, buried in time. Endless concrete corridors are covered in a pulsing black mold. There is no life, yet the electric lights hum with a sickly yellow glow. They walk carefully, their boots echoing too loudly in the dead air. Passing the mess hall, they see trays of food that rotted 30 years ago. Then, they find the first body, a man in a lab coat, sitting at a table, head down. Lena approaches to check for a pulse. She screams and scrambles backward. The man isn't dead. He's Fuset. His arms have melted into the steel table, flesh and metal becoming one alloy. His face is smooth skin. His eyes and mouth have grown over, but his chest is rising and falling. God! He's still breathing. Elias whispers, fighting the urge to vomit. Kale aims his weapon at the thing, his hands shaking uncontrollably. They push deeper, finding more horrors in every room. Scientists fuse 2 walls, 2 computer banks, to the ceiling. One woman has cables running into her veins, powering the lights. They reach the main server room. Elias jacks into the terminal to retrieve the drive. A video log pops up on the main screen. Dr. Ivanov. In the video, Ivanov looks insane, his ears bandaged and bloody. "We didn't dig for oil," Ivanov says. "We found the choir." He has no form. He is a frequency, and he is singing Ivanov. Laughs, raising a scalpel to his throat. The video cuts to static. Suddenly, a dry, manic laugh erupts behind them. Elias turns around. "Kale, stop it." Kale is using his combat knife to pry at his own ear canal. Blood pours down his neck, but he keeps laughing. "I can hear it now, Elias." The song is beautiful. Lena tackles Kale, trying to administer a sedative. Kale throws her across the room with inhuman strength. He stares at Elias, his pupils dilated to the size of coins. "You don't need ears to listen," Kale says. A deafening screech erupts from the facility's PA system. It is a distorted chord, sounding like 1,000 people screaming in unison. Elias grabs his head, the sound feeling like needles in his brain. The alarm lights spin, crimson red. Snap. The sound of the elevator cable breaking echoes from the shaft. "We are trapped," Lena cries out. Kale begins to convulse, his bones popping audibly. His jaw unhinges, hanging loose against his chest. The skin on his face ripples, like worms are crawling underneath. "I am the speaker." Kale gurgles. He lunges at Elias. Elias dodges, but Kale's nails tear his shoulder. The scratch doesn't bleed red. It bleeds black sludge. Lena grabs Elias and drags him toward the medical bay. They slam the heavy blast door just as Kale impacts it. Thud. Thud. The pounding shakes the dust from the ceiling. Lena looks down at her own hand, trembling. Between her fingers, a web of skin has started to grow, fusing them together. Lena stares at her mutated hand, her breath coming in short gasps. She grabs a scalpel from the tray. Hera is hard. "Don't look," she tells Elias. The sound of steel cutting flesh makes Elias flinch. She slices the webbing. There is no blood, only black ichor. Elias bandages her hand quickly. His own fingers feel numb. Outside, the pounding stops, replaced by the sound of claws on metal. They need to reach the escape pods in Sector 4. The map shows only one route, through the sewage pumping station. They open the back door of the med bay, stepping into the dark. The corridor is damp, water dripping rhythmically. The walls here are not concrete anymore. They are covered in mounds of pulsing flesh. Elias shines his light. It is hundreds of bodies pressed together. The former crew, fused into the walls, tacked as organic insulation. As they pass, mouths open on the wall. Don single quotes, ... Leave ... quotes. Lena covers her mouth to stifle a scream. They reach the pumping station, a cavernous room flooded with knee-deep water. The smell is atrocious rotting meat and rust. They wade into the black water. Eat. Feels warm. Something ripples the surface near the back of the room. Waves circle outward from the shadows. Elias signals for lights out. In the pitch black, they hear a clicking sound. It is echolocation. Kael is in Hiri, and he is hunting. Elias's flashlight flickers on by accident for a split second. A roar shakes the room. Kale launches from the darkness. He is no longer human. His eyes are gone, smooth skin covering the sockets. His arms are elongated, knuckles dragging in the water. His chest is cracked open, ribs vibrating like tuning forks. Elias fires his flare gun. The magnesium burns bright red. Kale ignores the light he sees with sound. He swipes Elias, sending him crashing into a pipe. Lena jabs a syringe of adrenaline directly into Kale's neck. Kale shrieks, backhanding her across the catwalk. Elias struggles up, his ribs broken. "Run!" Elias yells, luring Kale toward the industrial waste grinder. Kale gallops on all fours, fast as a spider. Elias climbs the ladder to the grinder's intake hopper. Kale scuttles up the wall, defying gravity. Elias reaches the control panel and hits the purge button. The machine roars to life. Massive steel, teeth spinning. Kale tackles Elias at the edge of the pit. They struggle on the slippery metal grating. Become the song, Elias. Kale's voice is a distorted chorus. Lena appears from the shadows, wielding a heavy pipe. She swings with all her might, smashing Kale's knee. Kale falters, losing his grip. Elias kicks him squarely in the open chest. Kale falls backward into the churning grinder. A sickening sound fills the air. Wet crunching and snapping metal. Crack, grind, snap. A fountain of blood and bone sprays up, coating Elias and Lena. Kale's screams are cut short by the machinery. The grinder jams on Kale's dense, mutated bones and smokes. Elias collapses, heaving, covered in his friend. Lena pulls him up. They are both shaking. They stumble out toward the sector for blast doors. The door opens to the escape pod bay. For a second, they feel relief. Then, the horror settles in. The launching bays are empty. A green monitor flashes. All pods deployed the 12th of October 1989. They were never going to get out. Elias punches the console, cracking the screen. Suddenly, the PA system crackles again. It is Elias's own voice, but it sounds ancient. Don't try to leave. Come dun. Elias realizes the voice is coming from below the floor. He sees a maintenance hatch. Level 99. The core. The frequency in the air becomes so intense, it cracks the window glass. Blood starts pouring from Lena's ears. She falls to her knees, clutching her chest. My heart. ... She gasps. It's beating wrong. Elias' tears opened her jacket. On her chest, black veins are spreading like tree roots. Her skin is rearranging itself into the ridges of a speaker cone. We can't die here, Elias says, his eyes wild. There's only one way to stop it. He walks to the core hatch. We have to kill the source. Lena shakes her head weakly. It's suicide. Elias laughs grimly. We are already dead, Liana. He spins the wheel and opens the hatch. A blast of hot air and deafening noise hits them. A spiral staircase descends into a void that shouldn't exist. The walls of the shaft are not stone. They are fossilized bone. Elias picks Lena up, carrying her. Hold on, he whispers. They take the first step down, entering the belly of the beast. The darkness swallows them whole. The sound of the world above fades away. Fade to black. The spiral staircase winds down forever, twisting in impossible angles. Elias feels nausea. Gravity seems to pull sideways, not down. The fossilized faces in the walls seem to turn and watch them pass. Lena feels lighter in his arms. She is withering away. Elias, look, she whispers, pointing at nothing. Elias sees a hallucination. His family standing on a ledge, but when they smile, their mouths are black voids. He squeezes his eyes shut, forcing himself to keep walking. Finally, they reach the bottom of the world. Before them lies a colossal organic cathedral. The ceiling is miles high, pulsing with bioluminescent veins. In the center is a pit that glows with a sick violet light. Hovering above the pit is the entity. It is a shifting, geometric shape made of light, meat, and sound waves. It emits a low thrum that vibrates the marrow in their bones. This is the source of the god frequency. Elias lays Lena down. She can barely move now. Scales have begun to cover the left side of her face. The entity rotates, focusing its attention on Elias. It speaks without words, projecting thought directly into his brain. A spike of pain. Flesh is the instrument. Elias falls to his knees, screaming. He sees the truth. The earth is hollow, and humans are just containers for the song. The entity is preparing to breach the surface. If it escapes, it will rewrite the DNA of every living thing. Elias crawls toward a terminal at the base of the pit. It is the geothermal control station. Ilias's left hand begins to calcify, fingers fusing together. He only has his right hand left to type. He tries to input the self-destruct sequence. The screen flashes Axis, then the entity emits a screech that sounds like mocking laughter. From the shadows, the field emerge. Hundreds of Soviet scientists, now mindless husks. They surround Elias, opening their mouths to sing a perfect high note. The sound paralyzes Elias's muscles. He lies there, helpless, watching Lena die. Lena uses her last ounce of strength to roll toward a pressure valve. She looks at Elias, her mutated face twisting into a smile. She pulls the pin on a grenade she took from Kale's body. "Don't let it finish the song," she whispers. She drops the grenade into the pressure valve intake. Boom! The explosion ruptures the main geothermal containment pipe. Liquid magma sprays into the cathedral like a fire hose. The entity screams, a sound that shatters the camera lens. Fire catches the organic walls. The room becomes an inferno. The mindless husks burn, but they do not stop singing. The cooling system fails. The core goes critical. Elias knows there is no escape. He crawls to Lena, taking her fused hand. The magma recesses, covering the floor. The heat is unbearable. Skin begins to blister and pop. The entity thrashes in the fire, its frequency glitching. The ceiling begins to collapse, massive rocks falling. The path to the surface is being sealed forever. Elias looks up at the burning god one last time. It looks small now. It looks afraid. "It's over," he says, a strange calm washing over him. The lava consumes them. The screen goes white. The surface of Siberia. 1 week later, a massive sinkhole has swallowed the facility. Snow falls gently, covering the scar on the earth. A Valkyrie recovery team stands at the edge. "No signal," the commander says into his radio. "Site 14 is gone. Scrub the mission." They pack up and the helicopter flies away. A warm living room in suburban America. A family is eating dinner. On the table, an old antique radio plays jazz music. Suddenly, the signal distorts. The jazz slows down, warping into a deep drone. A faint, rhythmic thrum begins. The father stops chewing, frowning. Is the radio broken? He stands up and taps the wooden box. The sound doesn't stop. It is a harmonious, haunting melody. The little girl at the table starts giggling. "Daddy, the people are singing." She points at the speaker. The father looks confused. "What people?" A trickle of blood runs from the father's nose. He wipes it away, staring at the red smear on his hand. The blood on his finger moves on its own. The mother in the kitchen drops a plate. Smash. She stands frozen, her eyes wide and vacant. "It's beautiful," she whispers. The camera zooms in slowly on the radio speaker. The fabric mesh vibrates with the pulse from deep underground. A tiny spot of black mold begins to bloom on the speaker grill. The god frequency wasn't destroyed. It was broadcast. The screen cuts to black. The hum gets louder. End.
It's spreading. You got it.